Okay, so the Zimmerman trial just ended, and a lot of us now know that the verdict is that he's found not guilty by reason of self-defense by a jury of 6 women, which is actually really sad because we we all know that he killed this guy not out of self-defense. Like, I'm sure that might have had something to do with it, but it was also racial profiling. It was like racial profiling mixed in with self-defense. I think he should have gotten at least something like manslaughter. And I don't think this is my personal opinion, but I don't think he like killed him just because he was black, just to kill him. But I do think that him being black had something to do with this guy getting scared and using his weapon um, instead of just, I don't know, confronting him. He had to confront him with a weapon because he felt more scared because he was a black guy, and black guys are apparently scary. And I just want to talk about a lot of social networking sites are saying how they hope someone kills Zimmerman and how there's no justice and how they hope that he gets what's coming to him. And like from a personal viewpoint, I see that. From a personal viewpoint, I'm like, no, yeah, I can see why you feel like that. But then from a law viewpoint, because I uh, studied law for, well, not officially studied, but I studied law for a long time. And it's like justice is based off of how much you can prove. Because they don't want the wrong guy to end up going to jail just because everyone thinks he's guilty and then they find out he's not. Which has happened for a lot of big profile like rapes and murders. They found out the guy that everyone thought was guilty wasn't. And you have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that this guy went out of his way, like, went to kill him for that reason. And at this point in the game, I blame prosecutors, not I blame prosecutors because they're the ones that didn't do their job. They were supposed to be able to prove, like, for the jury that there's no other way you could spin it. This guy killed this man for no reason, or like with the other big cases recently, like uh like with the other big cases recently, you can't they. It's the prosecutor's fault. They weren't able to prove without reasonable doubt. Everyone knew they were guilty, but it's not based off of what you know. It's unfortunately it's based off of what the jury knows and what the prosecutors present you, because you don't want to get too hasty because that's when mob rule and that's when no rule comes in and then it just gets bad. And unfortunately, prosecutors weren't able to prove well enough to these jury women that this guy was guilty without reasonable doubt. And that's really sad because Trayvon Martin now did not, I do believe that he did not get justice as much as he should have. But there was justice served because, well, Judge hit his gavel, he said it, and we're going to have to respect the law in this case because if we don't respect the law, that's when things get bad, and that's when stuff like the purge happens. Because we believe that the law is not right and we need to take it into our own hands. Which goes to me saying that you should not, do not take the law into your own hands. Do not say you hope someone kills Zimmerman or you hope that something bad happens to him. Because, again, eye for an eye. Killing him is not going to give Trayvon Martin justice. Like, I don't know Trayvon, so I don't know if he'd want this guy to die for killing him. I know if someone killed me, I wouldn't want the guy to be killed. Like, unless he killed me in, like, in the way of Saw, then I don't want him to die. He's just someone who killed me. Like, his justice will come in the afterlife if he truly did kill me for malintent. But until then, don't take the law into your own hands. Don't say the justice system isn't working. Because for all you know, one day you might be in the defense stand, and you might be trying to defend yourself against wrong accusations, but everyone thinks that you're guilty, and the jury doesn't listen to the evidence, and they find you guilty of a crime you didn't do, which happens a lot more this in the U.S. than people like to admit, because people are hasty and like to judge really quick. And after watching Law and Order, after studying law, I just know how important it is to, even though you're mad about the verdict, this guy's not going to have a good life. After this guy's life has been fucked. Let that be your condolences to Trayvon. Let him know that this guy will never have a good life after this because of what happened. But don't ask someone to take it into their own hands, because then they'll be found guilty of murder, and you can't say that it wasn't. You can't say, oh well, he murdered him, so it's okay for this guy to murder him, and it wasn't murder. It was more like a revenge. That's still murder. Everyone always says revenge is bad. That doesn't change when you become an adult. That doesn't change when murder's involved. And I really hate when people try to play down crimes like that by saying, oh, well, he raped me, so I'm going to beat him up. Or he did this, so I'm going to do this. No, you're just effing everything over. And you aren't understanding law. You have to, if he raped you, tell someone. Try to get as much evidence as you can. If he killed someone, you better be so careful when gathering that evidence, because you do not want anything tampered with to let this guy go. Or you want to make sure you have everything. You want to make sure you have such a strong case that no matter what, no one can find him not guilty. And the prosecutors didn't do that. I don't know if it's just because they were bad or just because this case was tainted from the start, but they weren't able to. And because of that, Zimmerman got let go. Justice was served for him. And, well, Trayvon's in a better place right now. And I hope he's happy there. And then I would like to say, I want my condolences and prayers to go out to Cory Monteith's family and friends, especially Leah, because he was found dead this morning in his hotel, and it's just really sad. He was like one of my first celebrity crushes, and I had so much respect for him. I thought he was such a good actor, and I found out like how he used to be addicted to drugs and he got over them, and then how like him and Leah started dating, and I just thought it was so cute. And it's so sad that it was all taken away at a relatively young age. So I'd like to say prayers out to you guys.